Yeah. Come on.
Shalom.
Shalom.
We the real Hebrew Israelites. We come in and week out to prophesy the downfall of Babylon, better known as America, and prophesy the upcoming kingdom to come. Yasharallah, better known as Israel, man. But before we start, we're going to face the east, and we're going to give all infinite honor, praises, and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Harakakash.
double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone who rule and teach well, and to the other Akim out here pushing his truth to the four winds. Keep pushing, Akim. We almost there, man. Kwam Yasharallah, man. Just keep on pushing and fighting, right? We're just gonna open up the way we always do, man. We're gonna go straight into the Bible and just bring out the Bible, man.
Yeah. The centerpiece of prophecy, according to the book of Revelation, chapter 7 and verse 1. It's the book of Revelation, chapter 13 and verse 15. It says, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast.
And the people of the world, man, the people that's running the world, that's who have the power to give image to the beast, man. All right, so we know who that's talking about. We didn't know that. Hey, Paul, you can just take it to the car. Put it in. No, it's fine. It's fine. It's not a big deal. Yeah, it's not a big deal. Let's just go put it in the car. Put it up. Bring it up.
The book of Revelation, chapter 13 and verse 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast.
And power, man. Power goes into commands. Power goes into, being able to have certain people to do certain things. All right. So, according to Job 9 and 24, we know exactly who he's talking about. All right. You got to be right.
And it says that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed.
The image of the beast goes back to the propaganda, the wine of the world, the thing that everybody is calling for, man. And everybody is afraid to go against the power structure and the powers that be because of the consequences, instead of them being scared to go against the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, the sum of all power.
Right, bro.
Who has the power to put down the powers that you scared of, man.
Yeah. And it says,
and look, man. I was being politically correct because of where we at. We had a park, man, and the Edomite came and he told us to put up our little yayam, man. And that just goes to show power. Well, I mean, the rules are rules. We gotta respect the rules. But when he came up and did that, the brother was bringing out the power, and that just goes to show, man. All right,
right, bro.
And I want to say, one thing that he said was, "I'm sorry, it's just our policy. It's our policy." So he's got his own little piece of this image he's catering to.
That is an image of the beast. When you're dealing with America, they have a policy not to negotiate with terrorists. They have a policy to not do this and not to do that. And Ma'adia, those policies that he's talking about, they put those policies in place so it could take out common sense, judgmental decisions. So they'd be like, man, you could just do this and you do that. It's against policy. We can't do it. You get arrested and you're clearly not a threat, and you tell a cop, man, just put my cuffs in the front. It's against policy. So those policies, which is what the brother bringing out, the image of the beast, it gives the beast more leeway, more power. It gives them more power and more leeway to do beastly and vile things, and the people that's subjugated under him are not going to question it because of those policies. And now those policies are basically laws, man.
Yeah. And giving you those policies, leading to strengthening that beast, giving that power to where it results to what? Physical action. When we read Luke 21, it tells you what, before all these things happen, they're going to lay their hands on you.
All right. When you're going back into laws, when you break a law, all right, everything has a reaction, all right? When you break a law, when you have to get punished for breaking that law, who's ever in power, they have to punish you, and punishment is going to go into physical. Even if your punishment is a fine, that goes back into the physical. That's carnal, man.
So there's a payment.
Oh, man.
Come on. Verse 16.
Hold on. I got to just write it down.
Daniel 7 and 25, and he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws, and they shall be given into his hand until the time and times of the dividing of time. Why get it well? And like you said, it says he shall entertain times and laws. So you got people that's giving that life to the image so much, they're coming on the behalf and on the accord of Esau. And Esau's laws are contrary to the Most High's laws. That's why you have different policies that he set up. But notice with every policy, it's something unrighteous and it's something contrary to the Lord. The Lord says, be drunk and be merry, man. All right, we just had our yah on here. Esau said, according to our policy, can't drink that, man. And that's something small, man.
Now watch this. Watch the politics. Prophet, can you smoke out here? If you want to smoke a cigarette, can you smoke out here?
Openly, winning.
Hey man, and it just goes to show. Matter of fact, bring out the second. We gotta finish this off. We gotta finish that in 8 books. Second Thessalonians going straight into it.
We dedicated for time.
Go ahead, and I want to do some more.
This is the book of Daniel, chapter 7, verse 25.
Come on.
And he shall speak great words against the Most High.
Yeah, which is blasphemy right there. All right. Speak what you say in God we trust, but you do everything or discontinue to the Most High. You say in God we trust. No, we trust in Yahweh Shai. You trust in the God of demonic beings right there, man. Okay.
The God that he trusts in, he's being fooled. Mm-hmm. The God the power that we trust in, made the power that he trusts in, and he's setting them up, and he's feeding him lions to give him, man.
And Esau tries to fool in his thinking he got this grandmaster plan, and he's fooling the entire earth. But the Most High is fooling you, man, because it tells you it's written that the seed and the deceiver are
both his,
are both the Lord.
Right up. You a little bit more.
It says, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High.
Now it's not this devil doing that right now. Wearing us out. Got us praying and begging to Yahweh Shai for deliverance. We serving the Lord right now. We're going through our trials right now. As you see on the screen right now, we're going through our trials right now. Brother Christian, all kind of hell. Spiritually, physically.
Hey, and I want to say that. I'm gonna get right back to you. Spiritually goes into the physical. Sometimes I'll be up late at night, and man, I just be surfing the web, and I come across a lot of our videos. Somebody else uploaded that video because it's not on our page. When me and you first crossed over 2.5 years ago or sometime, it was me, you, the elder, and it was Paul, and we was at Paul's house, and I was looking at our physical beings, bro. We beat the fuck up. It's 2 years later, bro. I'm telling you, man, I started to post. I was looking at all including myself. And bro, Jake, our people, we don't have a problem with aging. We don't. Yeah. Man, I looked at that thing and I was like, man, bro, you have to fear the Lord, because the thing that we in is something serious. All of us have aged tremendously in 2 years, man. And prior to you coming to the truth, I can speak for myself. And I've been knowing you. You know how long I've been knowing you, and I've been seeing this brother and you call my brother. Y'all didn't start aging until y'all came into the truth.
You didn't see start. I was seeing gray hairs coming out of our beards, coming out of the top of your fucking hairs, man. Okay, wearing our ass out, man.
This is in crow's hair. Yeah. I'm talking about like a little bunch of the eyes, right?
Bags. I got those. I wake up to them every morning. They leave in the daytime. And when you wake up, they come out. You look at me.
That's for a lack of sleep, man.
Lack of sleep.
The scriptures say much wisdom is much grief. So you gotta think of the things that we're thinking up in our minds over these past years, man. The elders are from the apostles on down to the least of us. We're men about to behold our families being put to death. All right, possibly us going through some type of turmoil, man. That weighs a lot of heaviness on your spirit, man. That's why you got to be a certain type of man to build up and deal with this truth, man. You got it, right?
I'm gonna let you bring it up.
The scripture say, a fool is in the house of mirth, and the wise is in the house of mourning. When you see somebody that come from a funeral, don't they face be puffed, their eyes be red?
Calm.
You know, when you look at them,
that's how we wake up. I wake up like that.
You can look at them and tell something ain't right.
I could wake up in the morning and I haven't drunk alcohol the previous night, and I go look at myself in the mirror. My eyes be bloodshot red. My bag's been in my eyes. I be like, bro. I be like, God damn, I ain't done shit.
Listen, on that movie, we talking about prior to the video. They moved with them. When Esau came and got that baby, they killed that fucking baby. After the funeral, the woman stood up, and the woman where the precept said, "The Lord give it and take it away." I mean, the Lord killed that baby. Bitch got up and said, what did you just say?" And she slapped the shit out of her. She said, her eyes was big. You see the demon on that woman, but her eyes was big like that.
And the reason she did that is because that's the same spirit that's on the women of our nation to this day. They hate the Lord. And when I say they hate the Lord, they go out and just be like, "I hate the Lord. I don't want to do the Ten Commandments." No, they hate the Lord because they hate the word of the Lord. And later gave her the truth, and she was like, "Let your baby die, or let the Lord take his own." Something. It was something.
I got the Lord come get your baby. Tell your Lord, give your Lord my regards.
Bless you. You got it. Proverbs 16:31. The hoary head is a crown of glory if it be found in the way of righteousness.
The way of righteousness. So if you're going through something, we're going through something. What separates us from the wicked is we're going through something for the Lord's sake, man. So you might look at us and say, "Man, he done toe up. What is he going through? Is he on something?" You're right, we are on something, man. We're on this truth, day in and day out. Not going to bed, getting a few hours of sleep, waking up doing these videos, man. Don't you see us constantly on the highways and byways? It occupies us. Wherever this wisdom is, Sirach 39 says, where wisdom is, you shall find him there also, man. Everything that goes on in the media, according to prophecy, we're on top of it, man. And sometimes it drives away our sleep sometimes, man. It makes us stressed out. The things to come.
How can a man sleep when the enemy is on the top?
That's right.
What Chris said about Jacob's rest, man.
Yeah.
We're not at rest.
That's right, bro.
You know what I mean? You supposed to have bags on your motherfucking eyes, man.
No sleep, man.
Chill your oppression, make it for
wise
wise
man.
He's at 7-7.
I got one more. Oh no, you got to bring yours out.
This is Ecclesiastes 1:13. And I gave my heart to seek and search out by wisdom concerning all things that are done under heaven.
Yeah. How are we searching and seeking out these things? Through the prophecies, man. We see these things that we're out here prophesying about happening through the earth. Right now, today.
And look, and let me say something on that. And that's Ecclesiastes. And this is King Solomon in all his glory, searching things out with unlimited resources, man. Unlimited resources. He's searching these things out with the blessings and powers of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, man, because he didn't go off until the end of his life, all right? And bring it out.
This sore travail hath Yahweh given to the sons of man to be exercised therewith.
And this coming from a king. Sore travail, man. When you go back to Ecclesiastes, it says, Ecclesiasticus, it says, every man that is born a woman prepare for travail. So even the king, at the height of our fucking glory in Israel, 40 years of peace, he was like, everything at the end of the day is vanity. Everything is vanity. If it's not Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, it's vanity, it's vanity, it's vanity. He had the #1 entertainers of the world, of his time. There, he had all the technology, all the fine foods. He had all the priests. Hell, he knew the scriptures himself. He didn't need, and he was a priest. And he came to the conclusion that this shit don't mean nothing without the Lord, man.
It wasn't even that. He understood Genesis, the 2nd chapter. The 3rd chapter was we failed. All right. After that failed, he said, "Curse be the ground."
That's what he's gonna say, huh?
Yeah, you got it out.
And that's what you're saying. Huh? It says, "I have seen all the works that are done under the sun, and behold, all is vanity and vexation of spirit." Like the brother said, he weighed the events that happened from the beginning up until his time period, even on further, man. Future prophecies, man.
Yeah.
Weighed
it say Enoch prophesied, the 7th from Adam prophesied of these things. What he was prophesying for never came to pass. So when you go down to Solomon, guess what? The earth was still in its fallen state. So it don't matter the estate Solomon was in, we still went back to Eden.
Right.
So no matter what you do or how you do or what you acquire, you in that fallen state.
Even in David's time,
yeah,
it was at a fallen state.
Yeah.
I mean, he was the most righteous man in Israel, committed adultery and got the man cut off. Exactly. And that was the most righteous of.
Exactly.
So they're going to show you how fucked up.
And then it said, the scripture say he was the most.
I'm not gonna say the most righteous, but I'm gonna say the most faithful.
Yeah, man after the most high.
Man after the Lord's own heart.
Right. Hey, you could. I ain't gonna say that. You're right, because you got to choose your words carefully. Yeah. King David, you do.
Because I mean, King David had prophets.
Yeah.
Who had to prophesy to him. And he fucked up.
He had the answer to it.
Right. Just like a king, if you're a king, you can't. It's hard to be a prophet occupied in prophecies, right? And be a president at the same damn time. Come on. Right. So these kings kept prophets around them. Mm-hmm. So it was like if you talking to a prophet, it was as if you were talking to what? To the king. Right? And anytime the kings, the righteous kings, like King David, those after the heart of King David, they held the prophets in high esteem. They did. King David, when they say he consulted with the Lord, he consulted through what? Through the prophets. And the Lord would come to King David, he would give a message to the prophet. They would tell King David, this is what the Lord.
The righteous kings, this is what they would say. When they wanted to go to war, they would be like, I gotta go consult with the prophet.
With the wise men, with the seers.
And they would say, yeah, the Most High say, you can go down and smite such
and you shall win.
And you shall, yeah.
So, I mean, with that being said, you got prophets, and King David, being that he was in a king's position or whatever like that, right? It's like, he couldn't be focused on, somebody that's fully occupied. I mean, you got to remember, you got to think about it. He worrying about wars, Moabites, Edomites,
his son,
Philistines, his son. So, you know what I'm saying? I mean, all this, like, you got to have wise men to be occupied in these scriptures while you trying to oversee a kingdom.
I got one to back you up, bro.
So the most favorite man of Israel wasn't occupied in prophecy. Let's say like to the extent like what we are in this time. We slaves. We don't have no choice but to bury our head into this book.
Come on, y'all. This is our escape, man.
King David was the king, man. You know what I'm saying? He didn't need the Lord to deliver.
I'm gonna use this to back up. I'm gonna just use this to back
you look at all those songs. His head was buried in the scripture. It was buried in them.
Hey, Psalms one of the most.
But what I'm saying is, he made his mistakes because, like I say, he had to govern the kingdom too. He was a man. He was a human. I say all that to say that King David was a man just like us.
That's right. And right. And I'm gonna bring this scripture, and I'll also say this: when the majority of the Psalms was written, King David wasn't sitting on the throne in happiness. A lot of those Psalms was written when he was on the run, man.
Yeah, running from Saul.
Yeah. All right. So 1 Timothy 3, and we're going to go to 12, and we're bringing this out for a reason. We're going to liken these deacons to the priests of King David. Let the deacons be the husbands of one wife, ruling their children in their own house as well. Why does the deacon have to have only one wife if the Hebrew Israelites always prophesy and bring out, hey, you can have 1,000,000 wives. The Lord said you live like lions. You can have a whole pride. Because when you go into the scriptures, a man that has many wives has to deal with those wives, and that causes time. You had eunuchs that didn't deal with women at all, and their whole life was dealing with the service of the Lord. You had bishops and deacons. They was allowed to have one wife. Why weren't they allowed to have multiple wives? Because the majority of their time had to go toward the body. A wife is going to require time. The scriptures tell us that we have to love our wife. So that's love is an action verb which requires what, Akim? Time. I don't have time to be dealing with a woman and dealing with body business simultaneously.
Can I bring it out? Another thing of that, we was in captivity. All right, the law was given us to govern each other when we were in power. So when you're in captivity, the rules that govern us and regulate us, how to deal with our women, guess what? You can't do it, brother. You can't go make her get on her knees and raise her hand if she want to speak in captivity, because the rules that govern in captivity.
Well, back when it was written, back then they could. They could back then.
Huh?
Back then, like they could. I'm talking about even in captivity. What I was reading, they could. Women didn't start getting that Holy Spirit until the 60s. I was applying it to when the brother was
No,
bringing
no, back then in the Rome, a lot of Paul's writings, letters, they was for the Roman Empire, the provinces of Rome, and these people were Romanized. You see what I'm saying? He wasn't talking to Israelites, he was talking to Romanized people that were living according to the customs. So you can't do that. You can't deal with the law with them. Just get you one white. That bitch gonna want to ring. That's where that Roman shit came from. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Out there westernized way of
They
life.
right now, the bitch right now today wants that fucking ring on her finger right now. But that ring goes to what? That's Saturn, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what they go to, right?
It's cop. Hey, back you up, you die.
And this is coming from a homosexual king.
Yeah.
I mean, doesn't it make sense? What other kingdom would limit a man to how many wives he can have? You know what I'm saying?
This First Corinthians chapter 7 and verse 27. Art thou bound unto a wife? Seek not to be loosed. Art thou loose from a wife? Seek not a wife.
When you come into this truth, whatever state you in, man, just
Maintain.
wait, you got it.
No,
Right. No. What I was about to say, I got to review. You heard me or teach what I was taught. You know what I mean? Hey, man, and just be, like, maintain it, man, because I hear some of the elder brothers' stories when I first came in, and to me, it's nightmares, man. But it was inexperience on their part that I don't have to go through because they built the house already. When you walk into a house that's already built, if you want to walk straight to the second story, with all respect to the builders, you can, bro. You know what I mean? You don't have to bump your heads and I ain't gonna say bump your heads. When you build in a house, sometimes you'll have a nail and you'll hit your thumb. I don't have to hit my thumb; it's already built.
Building into the site, it's not even the second story don't even exist. He got to build the second story. He sweat, busting his knuckles, beating ass. But when the spectators and people that just look at walk in, the AC installed, right? You know, you can pull your phones out, take pictures, right? But all that was built on the blood, sweat, and tears, like he's going back with the brother said, just off the person. That the people who are there spectating can't see the pain. You can't see the blood, sweat, tears that went into. We went into the state capitol, old state capitol. Me and I, it was beautiful. Maybe a week or so.
That was last week, huh?
And that's a prime example. Like we said, man, it was built on the backs of our ancestors. But when you walk in that bitch, like it's luxury living compared to today's standards. And they was living like this in the 1700s. 300 years ago, they was living better than 90% of the world today.
Yeah, straight up.
300 years ago. So this is backing up the brother's point. Like people walk in there with from spectators mindset, don't know the blood, sweat, and tears that went into this fucking masterpiece, right? You know, it looked that good because of what was invested into it, the sacrifice that was made for it. You see what I'm saying?
Hey, y'all got to sometime.
And that goes back. I'm just furthermore, brother got a precept with you know, to give that double. That's why we give double honor to the apostles. Okay, because they laid the groundwork for that, which in turn made it easy for us to do what we're doing right now. You know, it's coming from men that had to go to the library and get books. We got cell phones.
We got dark. Books and read, man, all night.
You know,
Books.
they didn't even have the internet in the fucking early 90s. They had it, but everybody didn't have the fucking internet.
Because you would go to certain libraries and they didn't have it.
Not in the early 90s. They didn't put the internet in the libraries until like the late 90s.
Yeah.
I remember that shit.
That's
I
why
had to go there and get on Yahoo. Yahoo Messenger.
Yeah. AOL.
America Online was the first one.
Yeah. But back in what the elder saying, those men gave those, put in that work, and even the apostles say, okay, that look, their eyes are bad right now from fucking reading, man. Jake got the internet right now, easy access, and still don't want to read, man.
Yeah. I mean, in the palm of your hand. You look, if your eyes bad, just put a motherfucker up like this. And it got light. The cell phone got backlights. Books, you had to go find a light and hope the battery lasted a long time. You know, you had to get a fucking flashlight.
Yeah, that's right.
Tie around your head.
Yeah.
You know, little thing.
On top of the hard hat, yeah.
I would read like this at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Hey, look, and y'all are talking about great men. Y'all are talking about great men with limited resources, and they did the damn thing. Bro, look at our people today. They have internet access. And I talk to people, everybody, we all have to deal with 2/3 of our nation. All right? We were born into them, we got to deal with them. They'll have a question. And they're a simple question that they can look up on the fucking internet. And they, by you being who you are, all right, you're not gonna walk around, you know what I'm saying? We're hidden ones, but we don't walk around in our normal life just being dumb and just simple. You know, people that come around us know that we do research because that's who we are. But they'll have a simple fucking question. I'm not about to answer that. I'll be like, man, go look this shit up. Why you don't go look it up? Jake does not like to read. The correlation that the elect has with the men that's out here sighing and crying, the Bible says, blessed is those who read. Blessed is those who hear the word, man.
Hey, can I what I called you for the other morning? Then you got the guys that do read, but they want, when they read, they want to
debate.
Yeah.
It's just Melchizedek niggas like him.
Yeah, it's awful.
They just want to debate. They only study to prove you wrong.
Exactly.
They don't care about the research itself and to go and edify their people on the lies that the so-called white man been out here perpetuating. Fuck all that. I just want to prove him wrong.
Come at you questions with loaded guns.
Yeah.
Like, you already
they never even thought of prior to hearing you say it.
Yeah.
But they only go into it because they heard you bring it up. You know?
Guy, when I called the other about, a guy asked me the other day on the comment board, yeah, man, when you go in the blue, when you go in the borders of blue at number 15, you go in there, heard in Hebrew, it says violence. I ain't know that. I ain't never go into it. But when I went down the wormhole, guess what? Violet is a derivative of blue. That's just a bone. There's no such thing as violet without blue. You know?
Rose is red. Darker. Violet's blue.
Rose is red, violet's blue.
Yeah. It's another way in the ancient world.
And what it is in this society,
they
got, you look at the rainbow, they call it, the code of the rainbow is Roy T. Bill, which is red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. When you look at the color violet, it's a purplish blue. Yeah. All it is a royal blue. That's why they call it royal blue. Purple represents what?
Royalty.
Exactly.
In the ancient times,
I didn't know. I had to go down the wormhole. And I had to call the friend. I'm like, but damn, I didn't know it. But then when you go down the wormhole, the answer right there. But that shows.
But that's why etymology is important.
Etymology is, but that shows you got people that want to read, but then when they read, they need a teacher. How can you learn without a preacher? Like the book of Romans.
Oh, it's purple.
Yeah.
Y'all got on blue borders. You supposed to have a purple border.
Yeah.
That word say violence.
Yeah.
And it look like a damn fool.
Like a damn fool, right? Then when you go to Exodus 26, it says.
So you telling me ISUPK wear purple borders? Hell. Not ISUPK.
IUIC.
That's what you were saying in that conversation?
No. IUIC don't even wear purple borders.
Okay.
No, what I was saying is.
IUIC wear the purple and the gold. They wear the priestly colors that we should be dealing with when we.
They don't have a sackcloth. They got a royal.
Yeah.
And then what to show you that he didn't know nothing. When you go to Exodus, the 26th chapter, it got violet. The color when you build the holy of holies, one of those garments in the holy of holies is supposed to be violet and purple. Why would they have violet, comma purple, comma purple? All right, obviously they're two different colors. You know what I'm saying?
And when you actually look at violet, with violet crayon, it's actually blue.
Yeah.
It's like an exotic looking blue with like a purplish hue to it, but it's blue.
It's blue.
It's darker and bluer than purple. This is why it's called purple. As a matter of fact, they got a color called indigo. Yeah. Indigo, when you look at it, you're gonna say it's blue. You know what I'm saying? But they call it indigo. They got all kind of fucking names. Who the person that make the names?
Hey,
exactly.
Line 24, baby.
Exactly. Oh, I got
I
a
know.
precept to go out with the brother. What you gonna say, all right?
Go ahead.
All right. I'm just going back. The precept he had said, he was breaking it down. He said earlier.
I was talking, you had a precept to back it up.
You were just saying we don't read us as people.
That's right.
We don't go and we don't study and do research on who the fuck we are, what the fuck going on, or whatever like that. We also like to liken ourselves as what the brides of who. Right? So Proverbs 14 from the top, it says, every wise woman building her house. Right? And when you building a house, you got to do what? You got to take measurements. Right? You got to check the soil framework, see if it floods around there, see if any soft spots on the land, all that shit. A lot of stuff goes into building a house. How much I told you that about building a house on solid foundation, stony ground, which is what we on, sandy foundation, right? And different things of that nature that could be moved. So there's a lot of thought that goes into, building your nation. What house are we building? The house of David, right? So it says, every wise woman buildeth her house, but the foolish plucketh it down with her hands. He that walketh in his uprightness feareth Yahweh, but he that is perverse in his ways despiseth him. And y'all don't even know, but just through your wicked ways, you are showing that you despise Yahweh by Shimon Shah, and you don't even know his name. So you're setting yourself and marking yourself up for death, not even knowing the name of the Most High.
I can say something. I was watching a movie with somebody the other day. I'm not gonna say no names, but we all got our personal relationships, and it had a Jake on there, and he was dealing with a wife. He was a rich Jake on the movie. He was dealing with a wife, and he had let's say a concubine he was dealing with, and he laid around them and got caught by his wife. And the person I was watching the movie with was like, I hope they get their karma. And I was like, do you know that the spirit that you coming in is anti-Christ? I use the word anti-Christ for the knowledge level they was on. I said, that's an anti-Christ spirit. Can you show me anywhere in the Bible where it says a man, unless he's dealing with a woman that's dealing with another man that's going on? She's like, oh, motherfucker, I hope they get their karma. Like,
you're wrong.
I was like, and I told that person.
That karma according to what?
The world.
White man?
And that's why I said, and I couldn't say, I said, according to the Bible. And I was like, you know what? I said a lot of judgment coming upon the world. And when that judgment comes upon the world, that judgment gonna hit you like Sammy Sosa hit that motherfucking baseball.
I'm gonna get karma for dealing with another woman from a man who sleeps with little boys.
Wow. From the man that say it's legal for two men to marry.
Right. Animal. Oh yeah, animal. He dictates my karma.
Wow.
That's the animal that they make it the fuck out of here.
You remember y'all remember on the movie Scarface when Tony came back, he said, I'm supposed to believe what's his name's a rat? Because what's his name says so?
Right.
We supposed to believe that because the white man says so?
Exactly.
Fuck that.
Hey, here we go. Verse 3. In the mouth of the foolish is a rod of pride, but the lips of the wise shall preserve them.
Hey, bro, and when you speak without thinking and you just say these types of things, that's the mouth of the foolish. And the Lord has something preserved for them because you're not speaking against us. You're not speaking against what we believe in.
And the word rod is discipline.
Man, the word rod goes straight into discipline because it says, spare the rod, spoil the child. All right. Well, I know me personally, I can speak for the body. I can't speak for nobody outside the body. When my natural son does something wrong, I tell him don't run in the street. He go run in the street, and I spank him. It brings me gratification. It feels good.
You disobey your commandment. If you don't, you're gonna spoil him.
And not just that, even though it hurts him and it feels good to me to whoop him, it feels good to me because I know that I'm saving him from future peril.
Right. You're teaching
him. I'm trying to save him.
You're teaching him consequences.
That's right, Elder.
So how much more the Lord are doing
structure
right now?
That's spiritual. I'm teaching them structure, man.
Genesis 1:26.
The Lord is going to stabilize you from receiving the judgment for what He's been about bringing to preserve you. Okay, I'm gonna give you these ass whooping right now. If thou comes to the Lord, pray yourself for temptation right now. I'm gonna give you these ass whooping right now to preserve you from what I'm really gonna bring upon the whole fucking world, man.
Hey, here we go. He that walketh in his uprightness, fear the Lord. In order for you to fear the Lord, that means the Lord had to put you in a lot of I like to say near-death experience is something that lets you know only Yahweh Shimmy Shah could have got your ass out of there.
Woo!
You know what I'm saying?
And look, that stuff right there, what the other talking about, the Bible said many are called, but few are chosen. Yep. When those things happen, you're going to bring your ass to the truth. That's what I call that.
We all had our show.
We all had our show, bro.
That's why we're where we at.
Yeah, and we've all seen this being amongst each other. Look, brother, we let each other know. Look, the Most High had favor on you. He had mercy on you. Let it be known. The Most High gonna let, I could have got you, son. Yeah. I could have killed you in front of your whole body, in front of the breast y'all just signed crying about. But I had mercy on you. Okay, I put it aside and said, look, I'm let you know I could have got you. That's Phil right there. Okay, got it, Elder.
Yeah, man. So it says, where no oxen are, the crib is clean, but much increase is by the strength of the ox, which goes into what? Labor. Right?
He didn't increase in knowledge, increase in sorrow, man. So the more we come into this knowledge and everything like that, we're going to indulge in these things like that. We, as being a younger brother myself, being the elders in this thing like that, catching hell like that, we're going to go through the same thing, which we're doing right now. While you're looking at us right now, we're catching hell right now.
Like I bought out earlier.
This shit ain't sweet, man.
That clean word means basically empty. Okay, empty. That's nothing. Which goes into what he originally said. Our people don't what? Don't want to research. Don't want to put the time in. Don't want to put the want to take make the sacrifices that it takes to do this. And all of these things are fueled through fear, bro. Fear is what make us do what we do. Right?
Come on.
So it says, a faithful witness will not lie, but a false witness will utter lies. And all that make up all type of excuses and all this type of shit like that, man. We not out here lying to y'all, faking the phone, posting up bullshit on social media. We out here telling, like the brother said, man, we look the way we talk. You can see the hell we catch it, man. Just go back and watch videos from a few years ago and look at us now and versus then.
Don't look at the beginning of 2020.
You know what I mean? I be like, the brother said, I go back and look like, God damn, I'm like a whole other person, bro. Who the fuck is that dude?
Hey, bro, and it go back to this. You look at it, you be like, that was a boy, and this is a man.
Like, and then you look at yourself like, me and that stage had no fucking clue.
And you thought you knew some shit too.
And I thought the law was that had to whoop my ass. Another one was like, okay, my son. He didn't even start with my ass at that time. Ooh. You know what I mean? That's a scary thought.
Hey,
that would instill fear in you, man. Okay.
No, read that again, huh?
All right. It says a faithful witness will not lie, but a false witness will utter lies.
Yeah. And what are they doing right now? They're uttering lies, man. Upon the men of the Lord right now. Okay? Vocab alone. Uttering lies right now, man. You're a fucking liar, man. Okay? We know the men of the Lord don't come upon the heavy persecution. But we're gonna overthrow that already. Be accounted on okay.
But in order to be a witness, though, that means you had to witness with judgment. You had to witness the consequence and repercussion of what? Disobeying the law, statutes, commandments of Yahweh. That's why we are faithful witnesses. Because we don't want to be a statistic. We can see the black and white. We can see what happens to those who trust in the so-called white man versus those who trust in Yahweh. That's why we on this side.
Hey, Elder, hey, man, let's fuck all that. Let's bro, and we see, I'm gonna choose my words very carefully, and I'm gonna say it to where y'all know what I'm talking about, and they let me in. Bro, like that's when we came into the truth, that was the main thing, you know what I mean? But now we here, and all this time passed, since this thing has been implemented on a global scale, we know what was put inside these people. We know what their end is, and that's fucking beautiful. These same people that was treating us like shit, these same people, where's your God? And you're gonna be asking that question as soon as they hit the switch. You heard me?
And then this backing up the one going up to the court, we're talking about like you got motherfuckers that go out there and try to get knowledge, get built up on certain things, not for them to learn, but for them to try to combat you and debate you and all this type of shit.
That's
like
the only
that.
reason they reading about it.
Well, guess what the scripture got a cup for y'all at, right? Verse 6, it says, a scorner seeketh wisdom and findeth it not. But knowledge is easy unto him that understandeth. Right. And who is the mystery of the kingdom was given to?
The Lord, man. Hey, and why would a scorner not get it? Because he's not doing it with an earnest heart. He's doing it to go against something that's going against the establishment that he was raised in.
All his emotions, man.
And this what this instruction to a guy like that is. Verse 7.
Bring it out.
It says, go from the presence of a foolish man when thou perceivest not in him the lips of knowledge. When you see he's not speaking according to the scriptures, come on. Don't even deal with man. Look, come on, man. Fuck this guy.
Niggas that come on the comment board, man. If you ain't bringing no precepts out, and you've been a fucking scoffer, you're gonna get that X on them.
They know they don't get no time today. They know.
I got your precept to go add on to that. Yeah. It's Philippians 2 and 3. Let nothing be done through strife or vain glory.
All right. So when they looking up those things, it's through strife and it's also through vain glory because they want their own doctrine.
They wrong. They wrong. Bring it out. GMS wrong. You know.
You was going into it, but you didn't say this particular name right there.
And then you look at the videos, the brothers that's dealing with them be like, okay, so what's your point? What are you trying to do? How you trying to edify? No, I'm talking about what you said. Like, all right, hey, that's a scoffer, man.
Let nothing, Philippians 2 and 3. Let nothing be done through strife or vainglory, but in lowliness of mind, let esteem others better than themselves.
No, see, read that again, huh? Right? Beautiful.
All right. Philippians 2 and 3. Let nothing be done through strife or vainglory.
Which we're doing right now. We're gonna go out there doing all these, not buying fucking guns, not buying knives. Okay? All other technology, everything like that. We're sticking to the script. Spirit of prophecy. What we're bringing out. That's it. Come on.
We don't do the back and forth with scoffers no more.
Yeah, we're not going back and forth.
Let edification can come out of it.
I ain't preach that quite said, but nigga can't get it. We moving on, man. Fuck the niggas, man. Go ahead, huh?
But in lowliness of mind, let each esteem others better than themselves.
That's right, bro. And through the lowliness of mind, okay, we're making this truth plain up on the table. If you can't understand it, that's on your body. And how about my shots blinding your fucking ass, man?
Here we go.
Stumbling block. You got it.
Verse 6, a scorner seeketh wisdom and findeth it not.
Oh.
Right? What is a scorner anyway? The whole person of a scorner is your whole motive is malice.
Get it in the Hebrew.
So it says, and findeth it not, but knowledge is easy to him that understandeth. Like the brother said, if a nigga can't get it, fuck it. Right? Because it's easy to us. So it says, verse 7. Go from the presence of a foolish man when thou perceivest not in him the lips of knowledge. The wisdom of the prudent is to understand his way. The man in the mirror. You gotta know who the fuck you are. The old saying, not the scripture, but the old saying goes, a wise man knows his limitations. You gotta look at
and that's scripture based.
You gotta know yourself.
You gotta look at the man in the mirror, right? You know yourself.
Hey, and it says to lead from that, man. But when you got your own, like we out here right now, but if we was on the block or somebody was to come up to us and we'll understand that they being a scoffer, we can't leave them because we're on the block. But we're just gonna ignore their fucking ass.
But here you go. Point. But the folly of fools is deceit, which goes back with the brother say. Their whole motive is to just stir up confusion. Yeah. They're not trying to teach nothing. They just trying to make GMS look bad, like the brother said earlier.
I got a precept too.
I seen a video of ISUPK. You remember when the headers was on the highways and they say we are Luciferian?
Yeah.
They went and chopped the video up and had a Mason who was a Luciferian. He was a so-called white man, and he was saying Luciferians are pure.
I saw that was actually a Shriner. He went from a Shriner. You be a Mason, you go through the 33 degrees, and then you can graduate into a Shriner. Yeah. I saw that.
And they cut and chopped the video up. But when you go into the word Luciferian, it's a library. You are pure. Let's show you how like the brother how On My Way Saints, entry level camps. They are based. They don't go into word.
This is a precept on entry level camps and all those people like that. 2 Timothy 3:7. Ever learning and never able to come to the knowledge of the truth. I'm gonna let you.
Hey, no, start up the verse.
You got it. But I'm gonna just break that down and I'm gonna let the other get back to his. Ever learning and never able to come to the knowledge of the truth. So you doing all this studying. I'm gonna come and see y'all next week. You're doing all of this, but guess what? Every week that you're doing all this studying and learning, you still on the other side combating the truth, man.
Yeah, and the whole time you're trying to study, you're studying long and wrong. You studying and trying to make us look bad, and what you're really doing is ultimately falling further and further and further behind. Because as we're inclining, your whole thing is trying to prove a video you done seen us do probably 2-3 fucking years ago. So you still stuck on the shit we was, you know what I'm saying? Okay, they were saying this, they teaching this and this. Bro, it's 2-3 years later. All right. But anyway, let's say this verse the rest of verse 8. It says, but the folly of fools is deceit. Fools make a mock at sin. Right? And that's what they do. They come in there and they make all kind of jokes. They sit up there and talk about, oh, y'all this, y'all that, y'all this, y'all that. And what are we getting on them for? For transgression of law, statutes, commandments of the Most High. What do they scoff at us about? About debating about the law, statutes, commandments.
Hey, you remember we was in camp on Third Street one day, and the nigga say, I don't fuck all that what y'all talking. I'm gonna eat my pork. I never got that.
That's why he say,
I'm gonna eat my pork.
Fools make a mock at sin.
You remember that nigga?
They go hug and eat a mice and shit.
Yeah.
When they arm around and eat a mice.
You was there that day at
I was there.
Yeah. I'm gonna eat my pork.
Yeah. Putting their arm around, eat a mice, kissing niggas. We had a nigga in front of me kiss a fucking crack on his cheek just to make trying to get up under this me and his brother's skin. So I love white people. I fuck with these niggas talking about. This is my brother right here, and kissed him on the cheek.
And kissed him.
This is my brother right here. After trying to fight me and this brother.
Yeah. And kissed him, Mike.
You ever locked him up? You ever put child support on him? You ever fucking told him he can't do this and can't do that, but the Lord said he can? But you his enemy and
you ever stole his money and helped him look for it?
I ain't never raped, robbed, and murdered his grandma and his mom either.
Yeah.
Or his daughter or his sister. Or him.
You ever took his last name and used it as yours?
So it says, fools make a mock at sin, but among the righteous there is favor. And this goes into like that, like I said, these self-ulterior motive ass niggas out there. People like Vocab Malone. You know, you got a lot of little Vocab Malone-ites that's out there. And your whole agenda, and like I said, Vocab Malone ain't the first. You had many niggas like him years before he was even thought of. They tried to come and debate and combat the truth. GMS this, GMS that, GMS this, GMS ain't this, they ain't that. They doing this, they doing that. And ultimately, the Lord made them out to look like a bunch of fucking fools, right? So this is what goes on when you with these ulterior motive ass niggas. Verse 10, it says the heart knoweth his own bitterness. So they got their own agenda that's already out there. So we're not out here trying to convince these niggas to think differently. We want you to keep thinking negative about GMS, about however you feel. Because for your mind to get there, instantly let us know the Lord not dealing with your ass. Right? So it says, the heart knoweth his own bitterness, and a stranger does not intermeddle with his joy. So we're not even finna intermingle with your own motive. We're gonna let you stay stuck on stupid. You keep thinking that you're gonna make us look bad. But what we gonna do? We're gonna keep on edifying the elect. We're gonna keep getting sharpening these scriptures. We're gonna keep sharpening each other. And you're gonna keep watching our videos, comment on our videos. And we never gonna know who the hell you are. Answer that question. Why is it all of y'all know who we are, but we never know who the fuck y'all are? Y'all don't even put y'all face on the fucking channel. Let alone your screenshot of your fucking videos. You got a fucking graphic or some shit like that. Right?
No image.
But you got all this shit to talk, all this shit to dictate about, all this to tell us and point the finger at us about. Who the fuck are you and who are you and what are you hiding behind? And why are you? You know? Y'all got it.
Let's get it. He can hold it. Hey, look, he gonna get this, and we gonna get yours.
2 Corinthians 6:14, back me up. Be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelief. For what fellowship had righteousness with unrighteousness? And what communion had light with darkness? You got it, Elder. That's for you.
Oh, so like, I'll read it again.
2 Corinthians 6:14.
I'm thinking, brother. So like, read it again, bro.
Be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. For what fellowship had righteousness with unrighteousness?
That's right, man. So as long as y'all keep trying to bring a whole bunch of motherfuckers with objective beliefs, you're gonna forever have confusion. You know? You got niggas that's out there talking about the black woman is God, sitting at the same table with niggas that claim that the woman is supposed to serve the man. How y'all sitting at the table and what is the compromise in between them? You see what I'm saying? You got niggas that's talking about the black woman is God. They got niggas talking about we're Egyptians sitting at the same table with niggas talking about we Israelites. Where's the compromise in there? You see what I'm saying? Where are y'all agreeing at? You see what I'm saying? To sit at the table means to sup with somebody. We building. We sharing thoughts. We building information. We making each other sharp.
And you used to always bring this one out, right? How is it gonna get us out of our condition?
That's right.
Hey, and not just that. Sitting at the table, that's something that we didn't do all the time. We do that with people that we think has a chance of making it into this fold. All right, because the scripture that y'all got mixed up with Peter, as far as sitting down and eating with people, ain't got nothing to do with food. Peter knew he wasn't supposed to be sitting down dealing with Cometians, dealing with Christians, dealing with Americans, right, dealing with African Americans.
You didn't have a beard on your face, Peter was dealing with that. You walk around here smelling like pork chop, you were dealing with.
And if you
were speaking Hebrew, I mean, they were strict. They were strict about their circumcision up until the Lord, open his understanding to the uncircumcision.
Yeah, and bro, and even like the others say, if you have a beard on your face, even with that, look at Rick Ross, look at Adrian Bronner. Man, as soon as they open their mouth, you should understand and know that you ain't got no business dealing with these dudes, man. Yeah, because they not. Hold on, let me finish. Because what I just brought out that light and dark, righteousness and unrighteousness, light and dark has no place with one another because they're not gonna understand one another. And the other was bringing out how these niggas on low level, and who the fuck are you? When we dealing with the unrighteousness, when we dealing with the darkness, it's gonna be from the upper echelon of it. It's gonna be governors, it's gonna be presidents, it's gonna be senators, it's gonna be head of the state troopers. I'm gonna bring this out real quick, Elder. Acts 25 and 24. And as he thus spake for himself, Festus said with a loud voice, Paul, thou art beside thyself. Much learning doeth make of thee mad.
Yeah.
You get it?
And that's where he was. He was in the court amongst the delegates. That's Acts 25 and 26. And he said, take me. That's what he told him to take me to Rome. But he was brought to the nobles. Like that's what's gonna happen to us. He was brought to the nobles. And guess what? The people you talking about, he didn't want no part of them, my elder. He said, man, these niggas gonna kill me. He said, fuck that, take me to the nobles. Whereas it's a servant.
But the thing is that if you're gonna deal with the unrighteous, deal with the ones that have power. Deal with the ones that the Lord gave power to. You are a slave, and you got a redneck. You're a slave, and y'all on the corner.
Yeah, I got a precept on that.
Yeah,
real quick.
Go ahead, huh?
It says, verse 16. A wise man feared and departed from evil. And that's even on the literal sense. Yeah. You see trouble coming, what you gonna be like? Hey, that ain't wise.
Get the fuck out of here,
man. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Let me take the lesser of the two evils.
And look, I'm gonna get a brother to get up this precept. When Yahweh Shai hid himself, that one of y'all can get that. When he hid himself, he was doing what the elder just brought out, man. Y'all get that precept so we can read it,
Read it.
All right. It says, a wise man feared and departed from evil, but the fool rageth and is confident.
Yeah, man. You're confident, man. Even in going to, why the fuck would you go around something that's already been, you done already had a murder over here at this scene right here. You're gonna go your ass around there already, man. Okay? Why the fuck would you do that, man?
Okay?
That's being wise. That's being circumspect, man.
They talk about being competent in lies too.
Yeah.
Like look.
No, I'm saying, I'm the first part of that though. Okay, it says a wise man. A wise man is what? A hopeful elect man. One who's circumspect, man. Knows his surroundings. Knows what to do and what not to do. You seeing this thing happen out here on the earth, and you will still go around it? Okay.
Hey, why would he rage?
And imagine the bad thing.
Hey, Elder, you remember this? It's one thing to be arrogant, but to be arrogant and wrong.
Right.
Hey, that's
to be ignorant and arrogant.
It's
one thing to be ignorant.
Yeah.
There's one thing that's not to know, but to be ignorant and arrogant. That's a bad thing.
It's one thing to be either or, but together,
It's a bad mix, bro.
Elder, hold on, Elder. I want you to bring out.
All right.
You got that prompt where Yahweh Shai hid himself? Yeah, bring it out.
All right. John 8:15.
And this wasn't out of fear.
Yahweh Shai said unto them, Verily, verily, I say unto you, before Abraham was, I am.
Okay, this is the Yahweh Shai. He's prophesying to the people, and he's giving them knowledge that's above their pay grade, and they don't understand this knowledge. All right, he's telling them before Abraham was, I am. They don't understand what reincarnation was accepted back then, but they don't understand what he's talking about. All right.
Then took they up stones to cast at him.
Then they took up stones of the earth to cast at the creator of the earth that could snap his finger or wink his eye and make them to be destroyed. And what happened now?
But Yahweh Shai hid himself and went out of the temple, going through the midst of them that so passed by.
But his time was not at the fulfillment yet. It wasn't that time. All right, the time that Yahweh himself put the Lord to be used as a sacrifice for the elect. That time wasn't there. Let's just say the Lord had Yahweh Shai's date written in stone. Let's just give it a date. Let's just say it was 4-1. When they came in him, it was 3-1. The Lord was like, it's not time. Hold on, Paul. I'm not running away from y'all for my own, out of fear, but I'm doing it through prophecy. Because I can fuck all y'all up. Even when y'all do finally get y'all hands on me and have me up, I can fuck y'all up. But it's through prophecy, man. All right. And that's and this brother brought out a scripture that said, a wise man will see evil and hide himself, right? All right. And that's a real life example. And we always bring out examples out the Bible, but I love when we can bring.
But the fool rages and is confident.
But a fool rages.
That's the same thing.
Bring it out.
Ignorant and arrogant.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what
I remember he said that on Carol one time. Hey, Donnie, that was just a side note. You know, Yahweh Shai had to use spiritual power to get the fuck out of there because it was like a multitude.
He did. He said he hid himself. When he said hid himself, he did.
Put a little cloak on him and got the fuck out.
Yep.
Which means he had superpower.
All right, and look.
And he said we should do even greater those.
Hey, look, Elder, just make just 1 minute. And look, and that was Yahweh Shai with the superpowers. The same thing happened to Peter, and he didn't have superpowers. Peter saw and he understood what was going on. He understood the atmosphere of the people. But the Lord prophesied, he said, Peter, before this day over with, you're going to deny me 3 times. Well, all right, it was all set up through the Spirit. We know who Peter is through the Spirit, so we're not going to put wickedness on Peter, but through the flesh, he saw what was going on. There's no way I can walk out of this and be profitable to the body, man. So he denied him, man. But that's just another way of showing.
Isaiah 53 had to come to pass.
That's right.
That's why I said we esteem him what? Stricken. We counted him stricken and esteemed him not. We didn't kill him. Even though
they said we hid our faces.
We hid our faces. That's what I'm talking about. That was
so like
prophecy fulfilled.
Yeah.
That was Peter fulfilling the prophecy of letting men hide them faces.
Yeah.
And being ashamed of Yahweh Shai. You know what I'm saying? So that represents us. We was guilty too. Believe you me, all of us out on the highways and byways, those of us that was alive during Yahweh Shai time, we was denying them too. And Peter, we was scared too for our lives.
All of them ran. The 7 that ran. Peter was Salakia, brother. Peter was the one that had the biggest balls. He went as far as he could go. All the rest of them ran and scattered.
And bringing that out. Matter of fact, I'm not even gonna say that. Go ahead, Doc.
But let's go to that scripture you said earlier about that Zephaniah, what it is, 12 or 10. We're gonna bring that remembrance back to what we to
Former thing-
the
former
former
time?
things that
Yeah.
when your house shot was crucified, brothers gonna be on the feet.
Zechariah.
Zechariah, yeah, that is right there. They gonna really see you was on this side, and you were gonna be ashamed of yourself, man. Okay,
Not the elect.
Right.
The elect not waking up to that shame. The elect, the elect.
Well, no, we are. He's not talking about waking up. It just means get it real quick.
We're
Zechariah
gonna see what we
12:10.
went out. We're gonna see what we went out.
You get Zechariah 12:10. Because that's talking about the elect.
So Zechariah 12:10, and it says, "And I will pour upon the house of David."
Who's the house of David?
The elect.
That's telling you right there.
God.
Go ahead.
"And upon the inhabitants of Jerusalem, the spirit of grace and of supplication."
Now let me show you why we're gonna mourn for him. All right. Somebody get real quick, get the money in Isaiah 53. The part we kept emphasizing we esteem him not. Okay.
I got it.
All right.
It's Isaiah 53:3. He is despised and rejected of men,
Go ahead.
a man of sorrows and acquainted with grief.
Right. So the Lord in the kingdom is actually going to show us that on the hologram. Apostle Hall like to bring that on a lot. The Lord is actually going to display before the house of David, right? How the Lord was beat up and crucified. Man. You see what I'm saying? So we're going to actually see that. Now, it's not going to be tears of like wickedness, but it's going to be like, damn, bro, Lord, I can't believe damn, Lord, we denied you. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead, huh?
And we hid as it were our faces.
So who is that we? The house of David. That's not talking about no wicked ass 2/3. They don't even know who the hell your house is, let alone concerned about hiding their face hiding their face from him when he needed them.
They said let him fall, let his blood fall on us and our children.
Hey, just get the nigga out of here. Basically.
Yeah.
Go ahead, right?
And we hid as it were our faces from him.
And now Peter hide his face like the brother was bringing out earlier about Peter. Peter hid his face. By what? Denying the Lord.
Grace.
When you're ashamed.
All of them did it.
Yeah, and the brother brought up the 70. They fled.
They fled. All
Okay.
of them did. All of them did.
And so therefore they esteem Yahweh Shai not. Now is that saying that they are not men of the Lord? No,
No,
not
it's
saying
not.
that.
No.
Peter denied it. They're
No.
saying that Peter is not King David or Peter is not
No.
a man of the Lord.
Peter actually was the most devout
The
out of all of them.
He was the rock.
He followed them
He
to
cut one of the ears off.
Yeah.
But let you know how
Hey,
he
he was tripping when he did that.
you can't tell me he wasn't ready to die.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
If you kill a
That's the
cop,
police.
if you attack a cop, you basically ready to go. So that lets you know how people was coming from. So we not by no means. Esau playing. Oh my fucking God, fucking demon, bro. Go ahead.
Yeah, the reason Peter was the only numero that followed him to as far as he could follow, and it was all about prophecy being fulfilled. You know, that was he said you're gonna deny me. But Peter was like, man, I'm ready to die with you, and he was, but that prophecy had to be fulfilled. But Peter is the one that he hid his face from him, but he was the one that was the most devout. All the rather when they came and got Yahweh shot with them troops, all of them got the fuck.
Hey, let me ask you a point of natural question. All right, when you look at the grass, it's different layers to the grass. You got the grass, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's under the grass?
Soil.
What's under the soil? Under the soil, you got silt, and you probably got clay, and you got other sediment. And under that, guess what you got? Rock. So those other 70, that was the grass, that was the soil, that was the sediment. Peter was the rock, man. Yeah. He was the last one left, and the rock goes back into the foundation, man. I mean, everybody like when you're dealing with erosion, the rock. Matter of fact, the rock doesn't erode away. Everything else erodes away. The 70 that the brother was talking about, not to say that they niggas, but they didn't. They couldn't weather the storm that Peter weathered, man.
Yeah. And check this out. Esteem him not 53
I'm still there.
And Isaiah 50, no, I had
And then the brother finna go into the scene part right quick. Go ahead. Because you gotta remember, we bringing Zechariah 12:10 to life. We putting the house of David in a mindset that we're gonna be in that's gonna cause us to shed tears. Right? Go ahead.
and we hid as it were our faces from him.
So the Lord is actually gonna show us hiding ourselves, denying him on that holiday.
Hey, Elder, I don't mean to cut you off. Let's go hand in hand what you're saying. It's not different from the topic. It was some of us in the crowd saying, crucify him.
Man, I'm getting that scripture right now. That's the
You
spirit.
know what I'm saying?
Because he said, I pray for him, I pray not for the
What he
world.
said about the apostles when we first seen them?
Man, them niggas crazy. Man, them niggas tripping.
Hey,
That nigga got a Bible in their hand. But I just knew they was going to hell.
Yeah. You know what they say? Hey, I'm gonna get his brother his flowers while he can still smell them. When I first came into the truth, my first couple months in, the brother Kaya from New Orleans, he was like, "Hey, man, the ones that was you had elect men up there saying crucify him too," and I was like, "Ah, you tripping." And me and him ended up getting in touch with elders, and he proved me wrong, man. That brother Kaya in New Orleans is the one that told me that the elect men was up there how to crucify him, man. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, because I mean, Isaiah 53 is telling you.
Come on, yeah.
It says we.
Yeah.
We.
That's
I'm about to
Hey,
I was brought up on the concept about us being, and we are right now, but in the kingdom, it's going to bring back the remembrance that you was the one doing it. To me, you're going to cry and everything like that. Man.
You see it.
John the
You
17th
see,
chapter.
visualize it right now.
He said, I pray for them. I pray not for the world. So when he was saying forgive them,
But they know not
what they do.
That was elect.
That was elect.
He crucified him.
Crucify him. Yeah. Free bottle.
You had my brother in here. Well, I get an order saying crucify him.
Hey,
Hey, crucify him. And then the Lord gonna show playback of me in the audience. Crucify him. Kill him. Kill him.
Yeah.
We want Caesar. We want. I'm gonna be like,
Damn, bro. Shame.
no, not the same. But we're gonna cry because we don't see.
Yeah.
Really love it. Like really died for us. Like
I killed you.
we sit here and talk about the Lord died for us, laid his life down. But when you go to the book of Sirach, I mean not Sirach, but Ecclesiastes tells you that the former things, there's no remembrance of the former things. So we can't give you a detailed account, an eyewitness account of what happened when we walked and talked and seen and witnessed how we felt. We can't explain the emotional impact it had on us because that former thing was removed from us when we was reincarnated in this incarnation. Right? So in order for the Lord to revisit that experience with us, he's going to have to what? Go ahead, Zechariah 12:10.
Zechariah 12:10. From the middle, it says, and they shall look upon me.
That they is the house of David, the elect. Okay, go ahead.
Whom they have pierced, and they shall mourn for him as one mourneth for his only
So
son.
there you go. They have pierced, even though we know that it was Edomites who pierced them, right?
Got a precept too.
Who caught that charge? Who caught the charge?
Because we brought him to the Edomites. And what he told, he said, the one that has offered me up the Caesar has the greater sin.
It's the same reason why they get on so-called black people. But y'all always want to holler Black Lives Matter when cops kill black people. But what about when black people kill black people? That's what they say, right?
Yeah, right now.
You see what I'm saying? So that same analogy was going on back in Rome. You know, like we were still guilty of killing each other, even though it was the law that was actually implementing the actual process of the crucifixion, or what we call on this side the death penalty.
I got a piece
Right?
of
Like let's say a black woman lied and say this man raped her and killed her little girl, right? Esau gonna give him the death penalty. But in the eyes of Yahweh, by shitting I was shot, who's at fault? That woman or Esau?
right here. John 19:11. Yahweh shall answer, thou can have no power at all against me, except it was given to thee from above. Therefore, he that delivered me unto thee have the greater sin.
And guess what? Who delivered Yahushua to the so-called white
Israelites. 2/3 and the elect.
A lot of the elect. That's right. That's why it says we esteem him not.
Hey, you gotta realize the Pharisees bought him, but Pontius Pilate came out of there and asked the multitude, "Do you want me to deliver him? Do you want me to let him go?" And they was like, "No."
I have found no wrong.
Yeah.
So and this is another reason why the Lord made it easy for him to be the type of guy for people to doubt and deceive. Keep going. I'll 53 right quick.
Isaiah 53 and 3, the letter N, and we hid as it were our faces from him.
They're not King David have as in the form of Peter.
Yes.
Right.
3 times.
Right.
Who? That ain't me. You must got me mixed up with somebody.
You got me fucked up.
Oh, no. Go ahead.
He was despised, and we esteemed him not.
Right. We esteemed him not. Meaning we didn't care. We didn't take it serious. A lot of the elect, man, you gotta remember, Yahushua went walking around with 144,000 men on his side. The majority of that 144,000 was a part of the population, man. At the time, they had to be woken up. Go ahead.
It's backing you up, so you keep going. Luke 23 and 34. Then said Yahushua, Father, forgive them, for they know not.
Forgive everybody.
No, forgive them.
The elect. That's exclusively talking about forgive the elect. The Lord have predestined to be sanctified from the foundation of the earth. Anyway.
Let me bring this up. John 17 and 9. I pray for them. I pray not for the world.
You know? So this is the deal that the Lord talking about. The same deal that the brother reads about in Isaiah 3. The same deal that the brother reads about in Zechariah 12. The same deal that the brother about to bring out in the gospel with Matthew.
Yeah.
Okay. But finish that one out.
But it says, surely he had borne our griefs.
Right, he borne our griefs. He took on it for us. Yahushua knew, man. I know they're gonna deny it. But fuck it. If I don't do this, y'all ain't none of y'all gonna be saved. If I don't go through with this, right? I'm already knowing Peter gonna deny it. I'm already knowing these 70 gonna run.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna do it anyway. That's why he's called a sacrifice. And this was gonna cause us to mourn. Keep going on.
And carried our sorrows, yet we did esteem him stricken.
This was going to be displayed on the hologram, Zechariah 12:10.
Yet we did esteem him stricken, smitten of Yahweh, and afflicted.
That's the ones of us that was saying crucified. That's why y'all was telling the Edomites to crucify. Right? You don't think they serious? You know? Go ahead.
But he was wounded for our transgressions.
There we go. There's another possessive word again. Our. We. Our. Go ahead.
He was bruised for our iniquity.
Our. Go ahead.
The chastisement of our peace was upon him.
Right.
That's a possessive pronoun.
Right.
Our, hey, bro, and it make you think of the opposite. Him. We're gonna leave that alone though, because y'all see. Go ahead.
And with his stripes we are healed.
No. That's exclusive, though. So Yahushua already had Isaiah 53 on his mind when Peter and the rest of the disciples was denied. Yahushua was going to stay true to these prophets. He knew he had to fulfill these prophets. Which when you go in Revelation, the 5th chapter, that's why he was the only one worthy to unlock sin. Go ahead, Wad.
Strong ain't. Oh, we like sheep have gone astray. We have turned everyone to
this talking about the house of David. When they were saying crucify him, y'all turned y'all own way. Those 70, they turned their own way. Peter denied him 3 times.
When he came to them after he was resurrected, they was hiding.
Fuck, Judas Iscariot sold him out.
I don't know what. Yeah, we ain't even. I got to back you up. Just to go to Sirach 2 and 2. set thy heart aright and constantly endure and make not haste in the time of trouble, man. And that's what the 70 did. They got the fuck up out of there.
Hey, you had something that followed him. That church. You remember when some of them said he could heal others, he could deliver others, but he couldn't do himself. That could have been somebody following him and was like, fuck this, he can't deliver himself.
Jake do that right.
Because they was looking like, I'm knowing he's gonna take himself off. I done seen this dude walk on water.
Yeah.
I done seen him make fish.
I done seen him blind.
They talk about this. They say that the Lord will, and he turned water. That's the miracle. The fish ball. And a fish ball. Fish fry.
The fish fry.
The fish fry. That's what they. You can't tell me Jake one thing about the fish fry when he was hanging up there on that cross. Like you can turn a thing, just a few fish to thousands, feed thousands, and make blind people see. What is so they in their mind? It was all a gimmick. That was going on in their head, you know. The skeptical of the Lord. Come on. That's why I say you didn't esteem him.
Let me read the last part of this verse. Because this is reiterate. They got to making up their own little things in their head. And make not haste in the time of trouble. What is the time of trouble?
Hey, Elder, and talking about the fish, did he tell him? Some of y'all only follow me because
of the fish. You can't tell me that Negroes, man. Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans.
Hey, if we was the biggest kind of group that come out there and do that, hey, let's say you prophesied. You know, yeah, Shalom. Come on. They just gonna be, Shalom, man. Excuse me.
How many niggas that came to
Hey, Shalom, y'all.
Why we prophesying? They can walk up, act like he listening to us, and about 5 to 10 minutes into the lesson,
man.
I get called him out on it. We'll be like, hey, man, get them out here.
Hey, Jake don't even,
you don't want that.
Jake don't even come to camp. You don't be acting in the conference call. You want to come out here, you want to fellowship. As soon as the conference call comes about, you're going out of town. Now you a bone a thing like that, man. The house ain't dealing with no nigga like that, man. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? All right. So in these times like we now, man, we're following the line whatsoever he goes. If it happened to him, according to what the brother had read, read that again. That's about the second chapter.
I got
oh, cell phone.
And make not haste in time of trouble.
Yeah, we're in a time of trouble right now, man. They're in trouble, great tribulation. All hell finna break loose. Esau finna get ready to roll. And the Most High gonna let him do it. Why are we not being intimately entwined with each other, getting to know each other, hanging around each other, calling each other up, man? Okay? These gonna be your people. Like Jacob says, these is my people right there. These gonna be your people, but all hell breaks loose, man. Who you gonna call on? Call on Cesare Borgia at the time of trouble right now. See what the fuck happened to your head.
Who I'm gonna call on when it's going on?
Yeah. Call on Stephen A. Smith. Watch ESPN fucking analysts and everything like that, man. Okay?
Call on what's his name? Joe. Yeah. Call on Dr. You know who? Dr. L. Third to me. Come on, man. Yeah. Fuck out of here.
Oh, and what you had posted in the WhatsApp today?
Hey, look, hold on.
It's gonna be a mandatory injection of that potion in September, man. Yeah. All right. Yeah, mandatory injection, man. Yeah.
Real quick. Verse 32 says the wicked is driven away in his wickedness. That's the point. But the righteous have hope even in his death. In his death. Look at us right now. We at the bottom, but yeah, we still exemplify what hope. We still exemplify that there's light at the end of the tunnel.
Manifest. Yeah.
I mean, other than that, we would have been lost that fucking oil. We wouldn't have no light shining right now. What we need the light? What we need to see for? This is the kingdom already. We comfortable. We're not in the darkness, but you people are so oblivious, which oblivion is likened to spiritual darkness. That's what y'all fail to understand. Y'all get caught up into this fake ass wino ass like, and the Esau got y'all drunken, right? But the scripture says that it says here we go. It says, but the righteous have hope even in this death. So even in our lower state that we're in,
come on, man.
Our lower state, we got hope. We have faith. We know how it ends. You know
how what?
We know how it begins and how it ends.
Let me finish my precept. Hold on. I finish my precept. Verse 3. Cleave unto him and depart not away that thou mayest be increased at thy last end.
At the what?
At thy. That possesses again at thy last end.
Right, bro.
And what's the last end? The death and the end of this world. All right, you as an individual, your last end is your natural death. But here right now, our natural death is not. If you're an elect man, does not equal the end.
Stop right
Because when you pass, you're going to go from one glory to another. You're going to be waiting for your other brothers that's down here fighting. All right, and I'm gonna go to 4 because the brother
You the first one on that chair when you have a shot.
keep the warm to the brothers that's down there in the warm vibes, man.
Hey, I'm already up here drinking already. I'm waiting.
And look, and the brother brought out another term that's enclosed in these scriptures that I'm going. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a lower,
Low.
You know,
Lowest state, man. When you being broke down, man. You are doing
At
this.
the bottom of the
The
map.
bottom of the fucking map, man. The bottom of the barrel. Talk about the Louisiana that bring it back to the bottom of the map. Yeah, we're at the bottom of the map.
and the bottom of the barrel.
Man. At the bottom of the map, man.
The neck of
Yeah.
yeah, the neck of hell.
Anus.
Yes. What they call it, the mouth of the Mississippi.
Mouth of the
Louisiana, we in the
Mississippi.
mouth of hell, bro. We in
Okay.
the mouth of hell.
That's why when these storms, now these hurricanes, when they enter to the Gulf, they come blasting right here in Louisiana right now. We at the mouth, the centerpiece. Okay?
Hey, those hurricanes are spiritual as well.
There you go.
Because a nigga made that joke, but when you go and research it, it's true. That nigga Eddie, he made a joke saying that hurricanes travel the same path as the transatlantic slave trade, man.
Off the west coast of Africa, through the Gulf of Benin. Okay? The right of Bafaria. Go look it up, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay? It's time with the same route. Coming over here to Central and South America. That's why Puerto Rican.
Like the Nigerian on this track.
He trying to
We're doing my brother.
You're wrong, my brother.
You're wrong.
And you,
Okay.
hey, and you got sharks that follow that same pathway because they were so used to all them 100 years getting that food.
Yeah.
The niggas that died,
Dead Jake's getting dumped off.
that was
Six
getting it consistently.
And that's called DNA memory, man.
Even over here, they
It
was
was spiritual memory.
like,
Spiritual memory, like literally, like that's why I go back into those spirits. Like we always put out there, you can have a newborn baby. The Lord don't see that little bitty. That's that old decrepit ass motherfucker that is been. That could be hemorrhoid. For all you know. That little squirmy, that red motherfucker. And you looking at it, oh my God, it's so precious. You know how much bloodshed this motherfucker is gonna cause 22 years from that point of they can suck your breast? That's what the Lord already 22 years in the future when you pushing that little right out your pussy, right? So
Hey, I can say something. I want to say something, Elder. And look, and I can deviate. And when you having Jakes that be having mercy on them, you gotta choose your words carefully. People that's born with deformity, people that's destitute, people that's out here doing living under bridges and whatnot. Man, Jake, I ain't gonna say Jake and Eve have a tendency to have a heart for them. And these people are being judged by the Lord, man. So Jake gotta sing. when you dealing with another Jake, and I got something going on over here, and you get in my business, it's called jumping in front of that stick, man. All right? So when you see a junkie at the gas station, hey man, let me get 35 cents. Fuck all that. I'm gonna give you $1. The Lord, you gave him $1? I got him in this position. You jumping in front of that pipe. And what happened when you jump a carnal Jake, which is made in the likeness and the image of the Lord?
Bro, that's just like if I'm fighting my enemy and my so-called brother jump in to get me off the enemy ass, I'm gonna start swinging on you. Like, nigga, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Why the fuck you protecting the enemy? You should be just as mad as I am on this motherfucking right, man. This nigga pissed me off, son. Get the fuck out the way. He was trying to kill your stupid ass. He was talking shit about your ass last week.
Look, when America slaps sanctions on the country, if another country come and be like, I'm gonna get that country economic relief, what's gonna happen? And you gonna walk. Let another country step up and holler about we're gonna give them economic relief after America slaps sanctions on them. Watch what happens, man. You jumping in front of that stick, man.
I'm gonna get in front of this, I'm gonna get you too.
Have to say,
Yeah. Hey, this is Rock chapter 12, verse 6. It says, for the most high hated sinners.
yeah, but you don't know. So somehow you replace Yahweh as the mediator. You're gonna do what the scriptures can't do.
That's a so-called good deed, and Jesus love you for doing it.
Right. You can't do what
Hey,
Yahweh.
no, the scripture about to tell you. Keep reading. Yeah.
Hey, I like used to wear on the wristband say,
what would Jesus do?
Yeah.
What was your house?
Keep reading, it's gonna tell you when you do good.
What was the Bible do?
And will repay vengeance unto the ungodly.
All right, so read that again out.
But you talking about forgiveness.
What that is?
So Rock 12 and 6.
All right, yeah. Go down the 10.
What they say? Turn the other cheek to them.
Right. And have no idea what that means.
Right.
Yes.
And let them do them.
Right.
Y'all know what that means, right? Let them do them.
Yeah.
They get a hold to you, let them do them. Don't fight. What did we say?
You said I got him on camera stealing my shit, and I went to the corner store and I saw.
Go to church Sunday, nigga.
No. The answer gonna be, you can't judge. You sin. That's the answer.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, look, you could be somebody that never stole before. They'll be like, how many times have you ever lied? Have you lied?
Hey,
So just by that one little lie, you're no different from this pedophile.
Hey, yeah. Hey,
They say, with the jab, they be like, well, didn't you take this shot
when you were little?
yeah. Hey, look,
Hey,
when we was growing up, when we was growing up, they had an old saying. They said if you will lie, you will steal, and if you will steal, you will kill. That's not true. Because a killer is a killer, a thief is a thief, and a liar is a liar. Those are three different lies and three different wickedness. Those are not. A killer don't even fuck with a liar. If you want to be real.
Yeah. And what do they say? They say,
liars against your ass.
they say,
Liars get you killed.
They say, y'all say, boys don't have no name on them. That's
Bullshit.
a fucking lie. If the Most High got to say your ass get killed, you're gonna get killed by that bullet.
Those people already got names.
Believe it. And let me tell you this here. America named Babylon the Great has their name on these ICBM nuclear warheads. Believe it. Okay? You got baby bullets, you got the upper echelon, all right? It's a Rock 12 and 6 once again. It says, for the Most High hated sinners and will repay vengeance unto the ungodly and keepeth them against the mighty day of their punishment.
Hey, now go up to verse 1.
All right? So Rock chapter 12 and verse 1. When thou would do good.
When you want to show charity, when you want to do a so-called good deed, bring it up.
Know to whom thou doest it.
Come on.
So shall thou be thanked for thy benefits.
So you give
wait. So look,
you do something for a nigga, and that same nigga will come fuck your bitch, man. That same nigga will still breaking your car after you showing him that charity.
Yeah.
The same nigga that's trying to help you find the nigga that's fucking your bitch is the nigga that's
Bring it up.
Verse 2. Do good to the godly man, and thou shalt find a recompense.
Why? Because the godly man is following a set of laws. Right? And not just that, when he follows those laws, you gotta like,
So like, I was just saying, like the brother said, that's according to the righteous. It's not
that's right.
when you do good to one of these men, Lord, one way or that number, you get blessed for that, man. Now that you dealing with some Jake on the side of the road, man, that's caught up in all type of philosophy in this world. We gotta be on one accord for me to give something to you, man. That's how the Lord works, man.
Oh, even the right
the Lord said you gotta be Israel for you to be chosen, for you to be amongst my people.
You're right. And back it right up. Because when you follow the law, statutes, and commandments, the law is set up for you to not offend a brother. The law is set up for if something happens, this is gonna happen and that's gonna happen. So if you follow the law, you're not gonna. If you follow the law right, you're not gonna.
The law is set up for you. You going off if you don't help a brother in the case. We have a welfare system in the law. Like when you bring in your crops, you have to leave some of your crops out there for the poor to come get. You know? So we have our law takes care of the poor and the brother that's in the case. Then if he still broke, you got a law to say that he'll come be your servant for 6 years, and on the 7-year jubilee, you send him out with substance. But you still winning. You got 6 years worth of work. So you send him out for some on that 7 year so he could get his house started. That's a beautiful welfare system, bro. Both of you are. Both of you are.
All y'all winners without following the law, statutes. I should be able to shine, man.
Verse 2. Do good to the godly man, and thou shalt find a recompense. Here we go. And if not from him, yet from the Most High.
Right. So if the one that you help want to turn out to be wicked, all right, let him be wicked. But don't let that dissuade you from serving the Lord, because the Lord is going to let you live long enough to see his wicked ass fall and your righteous ass fall. You know what I'm saying?
Can I call y'all?
You're a forebear, man. You know, that ain't gonna change a damn thing. Whether you hear a forebear. Okay.
Verse 3. There can no good come to him that is always occupied in evil.
So what you look like, because when you give this guy sustenance and you refresh him, what are you refreshing him to do?
Okay.
To be evil another day.
Same shit over and over.
All right. Get a homeless man come in $5. And that same $5 you get a homeless man gonna get that $5 to pretty white folks. Because God put it on his heart to bless them. I've seen it. I've seen a homeless man walk up to white people, Edomites with money, and bless them with money. And this nigga sleeping on the side of the fucking street and say, God put it on his heart to bless them with $5 fucking. You know what I'm saying? That is fucking disturbing, bro. That is disturbing. But when you see shit like that, that's why you don't feel sorry for motherfuckers like that, man. You know? Y'all got it.
Yeah, when the Most High judge you, you fucking jumpers out there on the block, you niggas out there, like over there in Scotland, you niggas are 14, 15 years old, on that heroin out there at the stove, begging. Nigga, I knew you, but when you was out in the world and you out here on that heroin like that, fuck you, man. Want the Most High kill your ass right now?
Hey, let me say this.
Real.
Let me say this. This is another type of person that exists in those neighborhoods. My grandma was one of them, and I know somebody else that's one of them. Like they don't deal with the 9-to-5ers. They don't deal with the ones that, hey, I'm trying to make $20 to cut my grass. They deal with the dope heads, the prostitutes, and the motherfuckers that the Lord punished. They jumping in front of that stick. But before the Lord take their asses out, those same motherfuckers that they helping, the Lord put the spirit on them to rob them. Hey, and not to rob them, they kill them. They kill them. Man, I can't believe this lady was helping y'all.
I have a son to do all this. To do all this. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Oh, I hate it. It burns me
You
up.
have a son, everything, you know, but they'll be doing it, throwing it in your face.
And then like you'll go to the corner store and hand out fucking lunch plates. 3 o'clock in the morning, the motherfucker coming taking your shit. And you think you did good? Look, when your shit got took, that's the Lord rewarding you for looking out, man. Yeah. I hear it. It's sorry.
It's sorry.
No.
Say most
Hey, and what John 9 said, they say, Master, what did this man do to be born blind? Add on what you said earlier. What did he do to be born blind?
I'm not saying that he would commit in this life or in a past life.
And that goes to show that they understood reincarnation.
Because they asked, did he sin in this life or in another life?
Right? Well, he couldn't have said because he was born blind in this life. So they had to be talking about another life.
But they asked him.
Yeah.
Let's get it.
John 9 and 1.
John 9 and 1. And then now got something. Let's put that one real
quick. Man, when you said about these ambulance, most high cut up out here. That's about the whole planet Earth. I posted something in the WhatsApp yesterday about a Jake getting smashed literally down the street on the side of my fucking house, man.
In a non-binary.
Got his ass smashed, man. First it was saying 5, then it jumped down to 1 right now. So how much mouth shots is doing? Literally.
Yeah, that was the white side of the shop.
Yeah,
that was on the white side of town. Hey, but look, every damn near.
That's crazy.
Hey, this shit is going on throughout the nation.
Yeah, I know.
In every state.
Yeah, mass killings.
No, the murder rate is saying that they're gonna break records. In Louisiana, it was a record last year. Now they're on the path to breaking it.
Well, I'm gonna tell you why though. Because they quarantine. It's all it's just like herd cows. You got everybody locked up in the house, confined, wearing masks, and then you just live that shit.
And nerves bad too.
Asking for this type of way. They knew it was gonna happen. Then while all this happening, you make it lawful to have a concealed carry. You see what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro.
Oh no, it's all set up like you know. It's all by design.
It's by design.
Right, bro.
It's John 9 and 1. It says, and your house shot passed by, and as your house shot passed by, you saw a man which was blind from his birth.
Blind from his birth. He came out of the vagina blind.
And his disciples asked him, saying, Master, who did sin? This man or his parents that he was born blind?
So the 12 came and asked Yahushua, did this man sin in a previous life, or is this man suffering?
Wait. Did he sin in a previous life?
Yeah.
That means to live before. Mm-hmm. That is what reincarnation is. But actually, that's pre-incarnation.
Yeah, that's reincarnation is back
again.
Flesh. Yeah.
Reincarnation is before.
Yeah.
He was alive beforehand. So they believed in so if they believed in pre-incarnation, it's safe for them to say they believed in reincarnation. They say that he sinned in this life or in the life before. That was it. That's all important. That was it.
Proverbs 11 and 21 is going on what y'all saying about giving to the homeless, you open up a food shelter, et cetera, man. And worst of all, you hold hand in hand with Edomite. All right, it's Proverbs 11 and 21. It says, though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not go unpunished. All right, so the Lord doesn't care about your personal attachments. You gotta, I'm cool with this Moabite right here. He don't treat me like you treat the rest of these niggas right here.
That's jumping in front of that stick. Period. Like he said, when the wicked get punished, you're gonna get punished with them.
Hey, what you told us?
Don't ask me no about them niggas.
Don't ask me how they go. Hey, worry about how you gonna make. Don't worry about how they gonna motherfucking die.
Seek out them that's
scarcely make it. Scarcely. Hey, look, I don't want to deviate. It's all interconnected. But I wanted to bring this out about because you on point. I wanted to bring this out about the reincarnation. Second Ezra 14 to 35. You got it. Right after. For after death,
started 34.
I'm gonna start 34. Therefore, if so be that ye will subdue your own understanding and reform your hearts, ye shall be kept alive. And after death, ye shall obtain mercy.
Obtain mercy. Right.
So how you gonna obtain mercy after death?
Yep. He's already been brought back. Already
been a bad boy.
Come on,
what you gonna do?
What you go? Hey, real shit. If they ain't watching games on shit,
oh man. Hey,
So let me say this again. Whichever one of y'all got, ye shall be kept alive. And after death, after you die, after your spirit leaves your physical body, ye should obtain mercy. How the fuck that's gonna happen? No, how you gonna obtain mercy after you die? No.
Being brought back. Yeah.
Being brought back.
Yeah, being brought back.
Huh.
All right. You was already here before then. Okay. You already been judged. If I could say, Lord, it's a rock. It says what? Ask pardon for thy former sins. Come on. We don't know what the fuck we did in our former past life.
That's why I said, talked that out earlier, that there's no remembrance of a thing. That's why we have to ask for remembrance for our former sins. Because we know that it says after death comes the what? The judgment.
That's Hebrews,
next verse. So that's why we pray. Y'all, whatever I did to put me in this predicament I'm in today, please forgive me for that. Forgive me for every fucking thing, every sin I've ever created since the dawn of time. That's how we repent.
Hey, look, you better say what you said. Since you said it again,
just for every sin we created from the dawn of fucking time.
watch this. For while we live,
that we committed. So I say created. For every sin we committed.
That's even better. That's scripture. For while we live and committed iniquity, we consider not that we should begin to suffer for it after death. Come on, man.
That's the state of the heart right now. That was hurt. Them old folks say that hurt. It hurt.
Whoa! I ain't getting against people.
It hurt. It hurt. It hurt.
All right. Hey, this will actually give you the answer. I wasn't even about to bring this stuff, but it said we lived in iniquity and we consider that we would suffer for it after death. Now watch this.
And then after that, come back and just bleed off.
Hey,
watch
this. Then answered he and said, "This is the condition of the battle, which man that is born upon the earth shall fight."
So when you're born, you're gonna fight that judgment that's put on you prior because of what you've done to that particular existence.
Now I'm gonna go back to the second verse 35, 14 to 35. For after death shall the judgment come, when we shall live again.
Hey man, it's too many. Hey, bro, I mean, if you can't get it, it's not funny.
There's too many scripture witnesses.
If you can't get it, it's just like the Shabbat. If you can't get that the Lord deal with the moon
instead of the day,
it's not for you, bro. That's simple. Like you got people to this day, they have trouble understanding it. And that's one of the simple things.
Hey, Elder, I want to say this, and it's not going to deviate. You talk about the new moon, Elder? The moon. Now, when you, and this is low level.
We talk about a power that put Esau, we were reading it before we did count, up to almost 80 moons around Judah.
79.
79
got
82. How many Saturn got?
82.
Saturn got 82. This is a power that's big on moons, man. Fuck, you got more moons than suns.
Yeah. Most high stick on that moon.
79 moons?
Let me just say this.
I'm just saying that just emphasize, the whole side. He's serious about these moons. Right? He didn't just put the moon or in the sky in the firmament just for us to be there. Okay?
Come on.
Period. The moon serves a purpose, and the scriptures tell you the purpose in which it serves. You got it, huh?
Yeah, and going back to that moon, man. Like the others say, people don't get it. Fuck people. Jakes don't get it. But I can tell you who do get it. The scriptures always say that the war at the end is going to be between the elect and the elect. When we get our slaves, the Lord willing will that number is going to come from
Michael and his name.
Okay. Now watch this.
We're part of the Lord.
That's right. Now when we want to observe the Shabbat, we go according to the moon, right?
Because before the physical war takes place, the physical war has.
Yes.
And the fact that we're going to be victorious in the spiritual war, that's what's going to raise Esau to Chola, right? Pertaining to Revelation 12 chapter, right? Knowing that his time is short. this truth is what's that's letting the world, not only the world, but the elites themselves know that they only have but a short time. So them coming down on us is a reaction of us spiritually whooping their ass. Okay? And we're gonna physically whoop their ass. Got it out.
And what the other say, like we say, when we go into the new moon, when we're dealing with spiritual things, not just the new moon, any hot holy day, because they all fall on new moons, you understand? But when you go to the left-hand side, our acts, if y'all look into the Illuminati and their practices, when they pray to their God, that's written on their dollar bill, when they have these meetings, when they have all these things, it's all centered around one or two things, either the new moon or the full moon. We deal with the new moon. I'm gonna keep it real. Esau usually deals with the full moon, but he's aware of the new moon. And we always go back to say it all comes down to the elect versus the elect. And that's why we be telling the brothers that come in, when you're dealing with these fucking low-level niggas and Edomites in your regular life, man, don't even fucking pay that shit no mind, man. You was built up and created and born and bred to be.
I'm your mama, baby.
Huh?
I'm your mama, baby.
Yes.
I was begging you.
Yeah, I can't. But no, I'm saying, like, carnally we was bred to be slaves, but spiritually we was bred to deal with elect on the other side, man. Because we was called and we was chosen, but the Lord knew us prior to us coming into our mother's womb, man. Just to back that up.
We're raised up. We're learning how to. We're not learning how to be laborers, or workers. We're learning how to be rulers, have dominion. And the Most High, that's why he's putting so much
variance.
Yeah,
Variance between us and the
cool generation. They want to work.
Hey, what's a real man?
What's a real man?
If your back ain't out by the time you're 45, you shouldn't be alive.
All right, and that's
I wish you had that sound with Esau. With Esau's elect. Not they back bad. So like,
that was a curse. That was a curse. You know what I'm saying? The Most High separated the cream of the crop to teach them how to rule over people like that. Because the 2/3 are still going to be under us, and they're going to be subjugated to us, man.
Right.
You know?
The Lord is kings and priests.
Kings and priests, right? And judges. All right?
Hey, and before we get to our kingdom, he's teaching us how to deal with one another right now.
And
guess what? Priests, like really,
they were
the royal class. Those are the ones that the kings see.
Those are the
when the kings went amongst the priests, he showed the utmost respect.
The king couldn't do what the priest could do. The king couldn't go in the holy of holies.
That's what I'm saying.
The priest was the power behind the king.
Behind the king,
especially when you had a young king.
He was the connection between the Most High and
the king. The king didn't have access to the Urim and the Thummim. He used to have to go get it from the priest, man.
Hey, that wicked ass nigga. He always came running to Samuel, right? Saul. Samuel. Yeah, that was the power, really. Y'all got it.
This is Rock chapter 43 and verse 6. It says he made the moon also to serve in her season for a declaration of time.
That's how we declare what time of the year, what time of the month, what time of the day, what Shabbat, what high holy day, etc., etc.
Come on.
By declaration of what?
Of time.
Of time.
And that show you in the ancient world, it's like right now, when we tell the time, they got microscopes, telescopes and shit. They got it down to a science and technology about the turning to the moons when they come in. So you
but Esau know that the lunar calendar is real. Yeah, that's why day 725 said you should think the same time.
But you think we didn't have that back then? You didn't think we didn't have that technology back then?
It's in the scriptures. Matter of fact, get it right with you, ladies and gentlemen. Let me show you we had. But
how would Job know what Orion is? How would he know that? Well, he didn't.
But Esau went a little further. That's why I say he's so wiser than Daniel. Even though we had that knowledge, he gave it to Esau to forward it. Esau taking it to the point of destroying earth.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Go ahead. That's just real. Just wait till when you
3 at the bottom. 124. 324.
But show we had it first. What Ray J say?
I did it.
That's why Esau hated. We did it first. We profiteered first. If the Earth's atmosphere was a chariot, a so-called Negro popped first. And that's why Esau hates y'all. Everything that looked like.
And the fact is, earth, he had that first too.
He had it all first. The dew of heaven and the fatness of earth. People forget about that part. The Lord blessed Jacob with the dew of heaven first.
Esau got a counterfeit temporary dew of heaven, man. Bitch, your dew of heaven full of excellent smoke, man.
We're gonna give y'all a little glimpse of what Adam had to do with it.
That's right, man.
Bro.
Genesis 3 and 22.
Adam was a so-called white man? I don't think
here.
so. Go ahead.
Genesis 3 and 22. The Lord Yahweh said, behold, the man is become one of us to know good and evil. And now lest he put forth his hand and take also a
Meaning when you compare a man to animal, an animal don't have the concept of righteous and wicked. Animals are just based off of what straight up instinct. That's why you don't see homosexual animals. That's why you don't see drive-bys in the animal community. That's why you don't see poverty in the animal community.
That's why you don't see lionesses attacking lions for cheating.
Right. STDs, the lion community, the animal community is in the same state that it was in when the Most High first created the planet. Other than with the so-called white man, who was endangered species, crossbreed species, pollutant species, genetically modified species, different things of that nature. But other than that, nature is still following the course in which our body set it in. But when it comes down to us, right?
Foundation
to know that to have knowledge of good and evil means to know what wickedness is and what righteousness is. Meaning you know how to go off. You know what going off is. An animal don't know what going off is. That's why every human laid with an animal, the animal had to be put to death because it wasn't the animal that defied the human defied the animal. That's why the animal got to be put down. Because your nasty ass is up. The animal not going to come and let's walk with the spirit on the animal and say, what the fuck you doing, man? You going on, Jake? I'm an animal. Go get to a woman. An animal ain't going to look back and say that. That animal's going to be, oh, animal, go ahead.
Yeah, right.
Oh, animal.
Yeah, because the animal is doing what it's supposed to do in Genesis. It's supposed to follow the lead of the human. But going back to that,
getting off on
Esau coming everything.
you brought out the scriptures of the truth, and you brought up that the animals are not going off. And Esau, in academia, he teaches you what separates man from an animal. Reasoning. He used the word reasoning. Reasoning, according to Esau, is the only thing that separates us from beasts.
Right.
And that's real.
And with that being said, can any animal look up at the heavens and know and say, oh, this is fire. This is a high holy thing. This is a piece of tabernacle. That's the moon right there. That's the sun right there.
That's nasty.
It's a new moon right here. It's a quarter moon, quarter phase. It's this stage of the moon. Oh man, 2 more days, the new moon about to come in. Animals don't have no knowledge of the celestial bodies to know what they function. Because the Lord gave us the wisdom, right, of knowledge of good and evil, right? Keep going, D-Red.
Genesis 3 and 22.
And the tree of life. Keep going.
It says, behold, this man has become one of us to know good and evil.
So we was on the level of the Elohim. This is what the Elohim is saying amongst themselves, man. Mankind has become like us now.
And now, lest he put forth his hand, take also the tree of life.
Right. So meaning, the tree of life, meaning he get all this divine knowledge that we done gave and blessed and gave Adam. If mankind get access to that, read.
And also the tree of life and eat and live forever.
And live forever. See what I'm saying? So that's the type of tip we was on when we had to do it here. The Lord had to literally come down and take that away from us. He had to cut off that access to where Adam didn't have that Adam and Eve. That's why Adam was revered as a God. He literally had access to the tree of life.
That's what we trying to get back.
We trying to get that. We trying to. Y'all shall say we don't even be greater. You know, Adam was set up to fall, but nevertheless, he had access to it. And Esau is trying, like Paul said earlier, Esau trying to replicate it. Esau, that's why he's all into the space, studying this planet, building this space station and all this bullshit, because he's trying to gain the tree of life. You know? He wants to be like the Most High.
And to add on to the elders, you got to realize the Bible is written for us and by us. So when certain things go out, like commandments go against us, it's written to you. But those things can also be applied to other nations. When you're going back to Ecclesiastes 11:10, and quote me if I'm wrong, I think it says, man, he's set to do sin because he's not getting caught. And Esau is the same way, man. He feels like he could be like the Most High and set up all these things because he had to. Hey, Elder, what consequence has Esau faced in 500 years?
It seems like Esau.
Why would he be scared? Why would he be scared of the Most High?
It seems like Esau never going to get his judgment like this, man.
That's why we said,
that's why Psalm 49:11 said that the house shall continue forever, man. They ever thought, man. Esau think I'm just going. I got this bitch. I'm gonna run forever. The Most High is never going to judge me. All right. This real quick. This Sirach chapter 43 and verse 10, it says, at the commandment of the Holy One, they will stand in their order, given what? The ordinance of the heavens, man. The moon, the sun. Okay, you hear Bill Gates saying what? You want to block out the sun. Why the fuck would this devil want to say that? Why? Because this heat is scorching you fucking Edomites right now, man.
That's gonna fuck up photosynthesis. It's gonna fuck up everything.
Yeah. What I say? I shall destroy him
and destroy the earth.
Period.
Yeah.
Because Edomites, they can't dwell in the sun. Edomites are trying to modify the world for them to prosper. They want the blessing. That's what it goes back to. Okay? Esau's mind is on what it's supposed to be. Ruling this bitch and maintaining that position by any means necessary. We supposed to have that same fucking thirst on the right side, bro. How y'all think the Ottoman Turks supposed to power? They played their fucking part. They watch you Negroes rule. They watch you Negroes fight each other.
Beware of a patient man.
They watch you Negroes kill each other. They watch the Moors and the Catholics kill each other. And when they caught your ass weak, they struck.
They fight each other. Yeah.
And they took all you motherfuckers.
The motherfuckers in 7 AD, they was fighting. While they was subdued in Jerusalem, half of Jerusalem was divided. They was fighting. While they was fighting the Romans, they was in there fighting each other.
And all even when the Greeks came in, bitch, I can remember when they said there were evil men amongst the people who sided with the fucking Antiochus fucking ass, right? So even in the Greeks, same thing. You look up the book of Josephus, they get on Josephus there. People call it Josephus a sellout.
Yeah.
You had sellouts.
He was documented for the Romans. He basically was a sellout. Basically.
Hey, I can look, and you were
saying, looking at his people get subdued and documented.
Right.
You were saying how.
Look, hey, look, what Hezekiah said. No evil shall come in my day.
You were saying how the difference of a beast and a man is reasoning, and when you're dealing with somebody that's living and ruling the planet, his kids got to come back behind. That's no reasoning, bro. He is a beast, and the Bible calls all non-Israelites beasts. But that's the reason he's a beast. It's the same definition that you gave to differentiate yourself from a dog. It's the same definition we can use to apply to you and call you a dog, bro.
Hey, but what Paul said, these are brute beasts. Our people that don't have the law are brute beasts.
John 8:44.
Yeah, you eating pork, shrimp, dealing with another man's money. That's beast-like behavior.
Bestiality.
Yeah, you a savage when you don't live according to the law.
Yeah. The law was made for the lawless. And then, hey, bro, to be honest, the law
There's only
was
one law that separates man from beast, and that's the 613 laws.
And that's reason. That's the reason.
and hey, bro, hey, and that law wasn't written for the elect, it was written for the fucking 2/3. The law didn't, the elect didn't need that, man.
So when I judge you, it's gonna be what? In righteousness, man. Indignation. The Lord is just and righteous in everything that he does.
You're right. The law wasn't made for a righteous man, it was made for the wicked.
According to the Bible.
Because we was going off like Moses, the Most High had to give it to us. We was fresh out of Egypt, worshiping them, the wicked
And loved it,
deities.
and was comfortable.
I mean, yeah.
If Moses saved the fucking Israelites, that nigga went and read it Moses off.
Yeah.
So to show you these niggas didn't want to be saved.
Yeah.
Because the law sets up judgment, man. You gotta, before I judge you, I got to have a law that I can reference my judgment to. You niggas, fucking niggas.
Before I kill you, I want you to know that I told you right from wrong first.
Baruch, the fourth time, the first person said, no, that's it. No, Baruch.
Oh, go from the top. Yeah, from the top. You're right.
From the top, real quick.
And I got a precept right behind you.
Chapter 4, verse 1. It says, this is the book of the commandments of Yahweh Bashar, and the law that endureth forever. All they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die.
Go to verse 6, huh?
Verse 6. It says, ye were sold to the nations, not for your destruction, but for your good. But because ye moved Yahweh to wrath.
Because you spoke the what?
What?
The law.
Yeah. Ye were delivered unto your enemy.
Hey, don't get this bitch. Esau, don't get this home. Don't get him. You gotta go live with
Like you?
Get your shit. Fuck out.
Hey, you know, precept to back that up. It's First Timothy 1:8.
All right, got a spider right behind this. The next. Oh my God. Look, spider. Oh.
Come
on.
It's 1 Timothy 1:8. But we know the law is good if a man uses it lawfully, knowing that the law is not made for a righteous man, but for the lawless and disobedient, for the ungodly and for sinners, for unholy, profane, for murderers of fathers and murderers of mothers, for manslayers, for homemongers, from them that defile themselves with mankind, homo, for men stealers, so-called white man. All right, if we're not supposed to do that, for liars, for perjured persons, if there be anything that is contrary to sound doctrine.
And that goes back to law is justification of punishment, man. You got to realize when the Lord punishes you, he want to be able to be justified because he's a fair and just power. And that's why we love him so much. Nobody, no nation, even the one he hates, Esau can't say that the Lord not found, man. The law was written for the elect. The electors had to go through they purging process to be better judges and all. The law was written for the ones that judge by the law, man. The scripture says, man, I can judge what's that? Corinthians 2 or something. I can judge all things, but no man, all things are lawful, but no man can judge me. Something along those lines, man. That's an elect man bringing that up, man.
But I am judged for no man.
But I'm judged for no man. We're gonna get about 2 more scriptures to close.
Got one more.
Just
Matthew 9:12. But when Yahushua,
you can bring it out and think about it.
Right. But when Yahushua heard that, he said to them, they that behold me not a physician, but they that are sick. All right, so the Lord's not coming here to save those who are already righteous in their own mind. He'll really get sarcastic when he said that. But at that time, you had the Pharisees saying, well, we got it already. We got the law. Right? But this is the point right here. I'm going to take it after this. It says, but go ye and learn what that meaneth. I will have mercy. I will have mercy and not sacrifice. For I'm not come to call the righteous, but sinners to repent. Just backing up what the brother said, man. All right, so with that, hope this was edifying lesson. So anybody giving them knowledge and praise to
Yahweh Bashim Yoshua Bashim Yoshua.
Break those stones, teach well, open faithful lesson. Four corners. Shalom.
Till next time.